Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm a little late to the party, but I just want to share with y'all my hot take on the Goodwill reseller drama. Dun dun dun! So if you are on this channel because you know me or because you like some of my other non-reseller related videos, then you may not know what reselling is, so I will explain that first. So reselling is when you buy something with the intent to resell it for a higher price. So a lot of resellers, myself included, will shop clearance sales, will shop at secondhand stores like Plato's Closet, Clothes Mentor, Style Encore, etc. Thrift stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army. Those are the two that are local to me, but I know there's tons more. There's also small business thrift stores. Resellers buy items from those stores with the intent to resell them on another platform for a higher price, for profit. That's how a lot of people, resellers, make their money. I only do this as a hobby, so this isn't really as close to home to me because I do have other things that I can do. I can source from my own closet. I take breaks a lot of times during the school year because I don't have the storage to fit all the stuff I sell on Poshmark. I don't have the time or the car to drive to thrift stores, source, and then come back. So this doesn't really hit so close to me, but I know it's really hard for other resellers, so I just wanted to put my opinion out there as a reseller myself. And also take the opportunity to explain to you guys a little bit more about what I do. So as a reseller, I do this. Other resellers online do this. And they don't just buy with the intent to resell. Like, they do resell it and they do make money. I mean, I make money. I make money off the stuff that I do. So this also has to do with retail arbitrage, if you know what that is. You buy something retail price like at the dollar store and then you sell it on eBay or Amazon for more money than you paid the retail price for, like a higher retail price. I don't do that much, okay? I'm thinking about it in the future, but as of right now, I just resell clothes on Poshmark, the Poshmark app. Also, more information on Poshmark is below. Shameless plug, if you use my code, the Speckled Freckles without the E's, you'll get a free $5. I think the $10 limited time that I've mentioned in previous videos is over now, so you'll get the $5 for sure. Just use the link below to make your account. You can use that in my closet, you can use it in somebody else's closet, you can use myself or somebody else or this video as inspiration to sell your own stuff on Poshmark, in which case, congratulations, welcome to the family. Back to the drama. If you're here as a reseller, I'm sorry you had to hear that. So, Goodwill is angry, mad, offended, upset, I don't know, that resellers are profiting off of them. Like I said, resellers buy clothes from Goodwill and other stores and sell it on their personal platforms, whether it be Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, eBay, Curtsy, which is new. So Goodwill's mad about that, and I don't understand why, because resellers are purchasing the items for the price that Goodwill priced them at. So what's the difference between a reseller buying a product versus a regular consumer? Also, Goodwill, let me just fact check you for a second. Resellers are probably the majority of the customers that shop at Goodwill. I mean, I'm just being honest, like, for the most part. Either it's someone who's part-time like me or somebody that's really serious. I cannot tell you how many times I have been to my local Goodwill outlet bin store and seen the same people there every single time I go. And I go pretty rarely. I do go like once a month, maybe less. So, but I see the same people every time I go, and I don't keep in mind what days I'm going, but I can guarantee you it's probably not the same day or the same time. So in retaliation for resellers profiting off of Goodwill products, guess what Goodwill is deciding to do? Raise their prices. So yes, Goodwill is raising their prices to deter resellers from buying their products, because resellers don't want to buy something for a higher price because that means they're going to get less of a profit. So they want to buy as cheap as possible, sell as high as possible. which makes sense. But Goodwill does not like this, so they're raising their prices to deter resellers from buying their products. And this is super, doesn't make sense to me at all. Super weird, because if Goodwill raises their prices, their target demographic are people who can't afford or don't want to pay for retail prices. So by raising their prices, they're also deterring their customers that they're targeting who can't afford higher prices. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. So anyway, yes, Goodwill is raising their prices and basically trying to get rid of all their customers. I don't understand. So obviously, if the prices are higher, resellers aren't going to be buying those clothes anymore, which is also bad for sustainability. Hello, because resellers aren't buying Goodwill products if they're more expensive, that means they're not going to get as wide of an audience that the internet provides than a local thrift store. So, I mean, even though they do pass clothes around, if someone doesn't go to the thrift store and doesn't see it or doesn't buy it because it's not cheap enough, then it's just going to end up in a landfill or wherever clothes end up, which I'm sure it is a landfill once it gets donated all around. I mean, it can't just cycle around forever, you know. So, number one, they're raising their prices, or at least planning to. Number two, they are selling mystery boxes online now. I've not seen this personally, like I've not looked into it, but a lot of resellers I know and resellers that I follow online, they have been talking about boxes that Goodwill does. Basically, they'll curate items for the customer and then charge a flat rate for each box, and then ship it off, and you get mystery items, which is a common practice in the reseller community if you don't know that, or if you do know that. A lot of times when resellers are trying to get rid of stale inventory or inventory that they don't have time to list, if they have a huge death pile, which is the pile of stuff that they bought but haven't listed yet, and some people get out of hand and do that a lot. They'll put them in mystery boxes, that way they can make quick cash, quick profit, maybe not as much as if they would do it individually, but enough to where they don't lose money, hopefully. Or if they're just tired of reselling or circumstances in their life keep them from reselling, they'll do mystery boxes to get rid of the inventory that they have listed that they can't afford or can't give the time to waiting to sell it. So Goodwill is now doing these boxes. A lot of the reviews I've seen aren't good. I don't know why Goodwill thinks that they can do this, because at least resellers, when they do mystery boxes, they've already curated the items to be good. They've curated the items from the items that Goodwill curated from their donations. So, like, you're skipping the last step of curation. So Goodwill is curating items that they've themselves have curated from donated items. So it's not going through another perspective, if that makes sense. The stuff that they put in their mystery boxes is stuff that you would see at a Goodwill and not necessarily something that you would be willing to pay a higher price for on the internet. Basically is what I'm saying. Some of these things are just out of style. And also, I don't know about other people who buy online or whatever, but I have trusted people that I buy from on Poshmark unless I'm just looking for something particular. If I'm wanting to buy something, I'll look at certain people's closets because I know that they're good, they have good reviews, they have a good style, they have my sizes, stuff like that. So I end up trusting the people that I buy from. Whereas Goodwill is a corporation, they're out to make money. Yeah, they're out to make money and not support their consumers by raising the prices, wink wink. I support certain individuals, whereas if you're doing it through Goodwill, it goes through so many eyes that you can't rely on it each time that you were to purchase it, if you were to purchase it more than once. I don't know that you could even trust it to begin with because you're not sure who it is that is curating your items, or that they have a good eye, that they know what you like, know something that you would be interested in. A good thing about Poshmark that I really like is that I can sort of relate to the people on the app. It started out as a women's clothing app and evolved into everything else. So a lot of the sellers on there are still women. There are men, but most are women. And it's easier to interact with them because you can comment, you can talk in the comment section or in bundles, private messaging. So it's easier to talk and like get to know one another if you want to do that. I don't really, but I mean, I get to know people enough. I follow people on Instagram that are resellers, stuff like that. So I can get to know the people and get to know how they do things, if that makes sense. If that makes any sense to you. I just get to know the people. I can get to know the people and know that they have good style and aren't gonna sell me crap, basically. Also, by buying on Poshmark or apps like Poshmark instead of Goodwill, you're supporting small businesses. But a lot of the women on Poshmark are doing it full time. They're doing it as stay-at-home moms to make money. They're doing it like me to make extra money on the side to support bills or college or anything. You're supporting real people. And yeah, Goodwill has a lot of job opportunities, but do they really care about their consumers if they're willing to raise the prices on their items to avoid the resellers, which aren't their target audience, and therefore also cheat their target audience out of deals? Can you really trust them at this point? I don't think so. So that's my hot take. Also, I don't know if there's a way to solve this problem, because as resellers, as a reseller myself, I can't just stop shopping at Goodwill because that is some way that I make money. So by not buying their stuff, I'm doing what they want instead of trying to get them to not do what I don't want. To not do what I don't want. Yes, that was right. So, it's not something that you can really vote with your dollar for, because if you're not purchasing from Goodwill and you're a reseller, then yay for Goodwill, Goodwill wins because they don't want you to buy from them. But also, if you don't buy from them, you're not supporting yourself or your own business. You can find alternatives to Goodwill if that works for you, if you are a reseller or if you're interested in starting to resell, or just if you are a consumer of Goodwill who doesn't want the prices to be raised. You can shop at other thrift stores and maybe Goodwill will know why. Also, another good thing to do would be maybe contacting them or getting the word out on your platform like I'm doing. Granted, my platform is kind of small right now, but I hope that I can reach out to the people I know at least. I do know a lot of people who shop at Goodwill. So hopefully I can get this out to them, get the word out at least, and just get it out to people who don't know. Like maybe you don't know anything about this. Maybe you don't know that Goodwill is doing all this stuff or planning to in the near future. Some have already implemented it, some have not, and some will soon. It just depends on the store mostly, but it's what it's coming to. So as a final announcement, Goodwill, do not raise your prices because that's crappy for everyone involved, because you're not going to get sales, your target consumers are going to go away, resellers are going to go away, and you're just going to have no business. So don't fight it if you're still making money. Just some food for thought for the week. I'll be back next Friday with a new video, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys there.